A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all the esteemed subscribers who have joined us today for the second Greece Investment Summit 2025. It is truly an honor to stand before you today and speak about a country that has shaped civilization as we know it, Greece, a land where history meets modernity, where culture blends seamlessly with commerce, and where investment potential is as vast as its stunning landscape. Greece is often referred to as the cradle of Western civilization, home to great philosophers, and of course, whose ideas continues to influence the world. It's a nation that gave birth to democracy, the Olympic Games, and the remarkable advancements in science, literature, and architecture. Walking through the streets of Athens or the ruins of Delphi, one can feel the echoes of glories past that laid the foundation of the modern societies. Beyond its historical grandeur, Greece today stands as the thriving European nation with a dynamic economy. Its strategic location at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa makes it as an attractive hub for the businesses, trade, and investments. The shipping industry remains one of the most strongest in the world, while the country's booming tourism sector welcomes millions of visitors each year, drawn by the allure of Santorini, Mykonos, Crete, and beyond. Greece is also an investor friendly destination offering lucrative opportunities through the initiatives like the Golden Visa program, which allows non EU citizens to gain residency by investing in the real estate. This has positioned Greece as a preferred choice for global investors seeking both financial growth and the access to the European market. Moreover, Greece is embracing innovation and sustainability with increase in investments in renewable energy, technology, and infrastructure. As the country moves forward, it presents an ideal blend of economic resilience, cultural richness, and investment potential. But Greece is more than just members and opportunities, it's a way of life. The Mediterranean diet, the hospitality of its people, and the breathtaking landscape make it a country that not only attracts tourists but also inspire those who call it at home. From the whitewashed islands of the to the mountains terrain of the mainland, Greece offers a high quality of life, making it dream destination for many. Golden Visa Greece by Energopiisi is one of our partners for the event, and it is great to have them with us today. And they offer a seamless pathway for investors seeking European residency through a real estate investment in Greece. With a reputation, reliability, and expertise, Energopiisi assists global investors in navigating the Greek Golden Visa program, ensuring a smooth application process and strategic investment opportunities. The program grants visa-free access to Schengen zone, no mandatory stay requirement, and a potential pathway to Greek citizenship. Backed by the Greece thriving real estate market and favorable tax policies, it provides personalized solutions helping investors secure high-yield properties while gaining the residency and benefits for themselves and their families. So, without wasting much time, please allow me to welcome Mary, who is the CEO and head of legal at Golden Visa Greece. Mary, welcome.
Nice to meet you, Mayank, and greetings to all our audience. I am really very impressed about whatever said about our country. You described everything, you said everything, so I am at your disposal to support and to assist all our clients to to visit Greece, to know Greece, to learn about our country. The truth is that during the last years, and as long as I am involved in the immigration industry, let's say, I was always fighting in international events. In front of me, Portugal, everyone knew a
True.
Portuguese program, and I was really wondering what we are doing wrongly, because Greece is exactly whatever you described. It's not only the history, it's not only the past, it's also the present. And I feel very responsible to at least to add my efforts to make our country well known all over the world.
Thank you so much, Mary. And no wonder you could have been the best person that we have started our inaugural session for the event. It is important for people to know that Energopiisi, the Golden Visa, has been there with us since the last edition as well, and have been supporting us in meeting the right people at the right time, and of course, getting things sorted as soon as possible for them as well. So the idea is to handhold and help them in getting their visas on time. Of course, that's one of the things that they do as an expertise, but also they ensure that they have a safe transit from their own country to the home country. So this is the best thing that they have done over the years. So without wasting much time, Mary, first of all, thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule. And of course, I mean, I won't be taking much of your time considering that you're already pre-aligned and occupied with many other things. So to start with, can you just give a very brief introduction of the Golden Visa Greece with the new amendments in the market and how one can easily approach and get the thing sorted for himself?
Okay. I would like to make a comment about where we are standing now with our program, combining the situation in our country with the whole situation in Europe. It is, I think it is well known, or at least well communicated, that European community has started some years now to take care about the immigration programs of the European countries, and steadily and not steadily to try to control the programs. It is very clear that one by one the European countries start to delete some options of the programs, or the programs themselves also. A very recent example to this policy is a Spanish program, which was closed. In the same time, other programs are rescheduling whatever they offer, like Portuguese program, which the option through property has also been closed. I'm really happy that the Greek program still remains active. I believe that we will continue like that. Of course, it's not something that you can ensure everybody, because it's upon the policies of the European community. But as we are now, the Greek program continues to offer 4 different options to potential investors to participate in the program, keeping alive also the property option. Of course, under some significant changes, but still is active and still remains affordable and interesting for the investors. I would like to make a small reference to the other options, because I am sure that the most interesting one is the property option, and not by coincidence. It is a long-term investment, and people all over the world are very familiar with property option. But I will start from the opposite. I will mention the other options, and we will focus afterwards in the property option changes. One of the options that you can participate in our program is the financial products, as we are calling, financial securities, starting from shares of companies already being traded in the stock exchange, government bonds, term deposits, mutual funds. This is an option which starts from 350,000 euros and goes up to 800,000 euros, with the most of the options to be up to 100,000 euros. This is an option which is very straightforward implemented. It's very clear. You can deal with the Greek banks, which are very secure, especially after this 10 years crisis. The Greek banks now are all out of the control and very strong. The starting point is mutual funds from 350,000 euros, and at that point I want to mention that the previous law was recognizing all the investments of this option to to be started from 400,000 euros. It's a little bit not strange. To me, says a lot that mutual funds were decreased when everything was increased. Mutual funds were decreased. That means that there is a trend in order to guide the investors to this kind of products instead of real estate option. This option works very quickly, can be implemented totally remotely. The client is not even necessary to visit the country, and within 2 to 3 months from the time that the transfer has been completed, the client can have his residence permit, his permanent residence permit.
Okay.
The second advantage of this option is that the investor has the right at any time to switch off from the one investment to the other investment of the 8 options that the program provides, and even more to change to the property option without losing his already issued residence permit. It's very flexible option, and we are usually advise our clients to follow this route, especially through term deposit, which is a totally no risk investment, in order to gain time to take their residence permit on time, and afterwards to look in the options of real estate available in the market.
Okay. Excellent.
The next option available in our program, it's very recently voted and very recently inserted in the market. We are not so familiar so far because there are a lot of guidelines which are being waited by the ministry to be circulated, but in general, the participation of any foreign investor in a startup company starting from 250,000 euros is also an eligible option for golden visa.
Okay.
I believe this option will work well. We are waiting in order to expose the option carefully to the market. We are waiting for the guidelines, but I believe it will be a very interesting option and also very cheap, if we can say something like that. Third option is, I would say, not much worked in the market. It's more dedicated to business people, to people who are interested to do business in Greece. But it's really a remarkable option. Starts from 500,000 euros and is addressed to anybody who is interested to make an investment of minimum 500,000 euros in the country, in any field of the economy, under one condition: to submit and having approved a business plan of his investment by the Ministry of Development. There is no restriction in the area, no restriction in the kind of the investment. The only thing that has to be improved and well supported is that this investment will add value to the Greek economy.
Okay.
I believe it's very interesting for everybody who wants to expand his business in Greece to explore this option as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Investment can be done through already existing companies or through establishment a new company in the country.
Okay. Great. I think that answers most of the questions. Now, one quick question is about the confusion. So people feel that post the new amendments, the minimum investment criteria has increased from 250 to 400, and then of course 800,000 euros. But based on the discussion, it is still 250 in some areas, right?
Exactly. Let's go to this one because really it is a confusion in the market
Yes.
that either that it is 800,000 euros or 250 and all this. The situation with the real estate option is like as follows. There are two different kind of properties who are participating in the program. The one is every property all over the country, and every kind of property, from plot up to residences, tourist properties, buildings, whatever, which starts from 400,000 euros and goes up to 800,000 euros based on the area of where the property is located.
True.
Areas like Attica, which is the municipality of Athens, and areas like Thessaloniki, which is the municipality of the sub-capital of the country, and all the Greek islands with inhabitants more than 3,100 are in the area of 800,000 euros.
Okay.
The whole Greece, the whole rest Greece, probably the mainland, because the most islands are included in the first category, are 400,000 euros. For both these options, there is a second restriction was inserted in the program, that the property has to be at least 120 square meters.
Okay.
And there is a third category, which now it's for sure that attracts the interest of any investor, which starts from 250, and the restriction of 120 square meters per property is not applicable. These kind of properties are three categories. Are every property, every commercial property of any profile of commercial shops, offices, all over the country, in any area of the country, which will be transferred in change as a residential property, can be sold and can be eligible for golden visa from 250.
50, exactly.
Second category are the industrial properties, wherever else they are located, without the restriction of 120 square meters, which are also eligible to be for golden visa investors from 250. And under these both categories has only one condition: to change the use from commercial or industrial to residential properties. The third category of this exclusion of increase are the listed properties, which are a category by itself. There are some specific characteristics about this option of properties. The listed properties all over Greece, again, in every area, it's not necessary to be changed in residential properties. They can be kept as whatever you want to, for any use that you would like to apply on them. The only condition in order to be eligible for golden visa is that today they need to be restored or to be renovated, but it's not renovation, it's more restoration when we're speaking about listed properties. And the investor keeps the right to implement the restoration until its first renewal of his residence permit. It means that he buys the property, he undertakes the obligation to restore it, he takes his golden visa now, and the whole result is being judged when the first renewal after 5 years is going to come. So it's a very interesting option, and since there are a lot of buildings like this, especially in the center of the big cities or smaller cities of the country, I believe it is a very interesting investment.
Okay, that's interesting. And again, I'll ask you one of the FAQs, because majorly all this information has been discussed over and over again. And one of the common questions that we received was about the legal ownership of the structure for the foreign investors or the international investors. So, do they get any kind of a legal ownership of the structure for which they've invested their money for?
I didn't understand the question.
So they were asking about the legal ownership, whether the foreign investor gets the legal ownership of the property they have invested in, or
If a foreign investor takes
yes,
the legal ownership of the property that he
yes,
buys,
yes.
this is
So does
what
he
is
get the
the
legal ownership of it in the sense that it's only for the investment purpose that the money is kept, or he's legally bound to be the owner of the property as well?
he is, of course, he takes the ownership of the property.
I
In
hope.
our system, there is when you buy a property, you own the property. The property is
Exactly.
being registered on your name in the cadastral office. Yes, of course.
Great. So the idea of asking this question, I believe, would have been that is it after the process of attaining the golden visa that the property gets in the name of the concerned person, or is it on the time of the investment? So, say for example, if yeah,
Tell me.
so if somebody from India, say for example, invested say about 250 $100,000 in a property, and the handover of the property will take almost say about 1 year or 1.5 years. By that
To
time, he
to
yeah,
be finalized, you mean, to
yes,
be
yes, yes.
implemented.
So, in
So,
terms of getting the ownership, how much time will it take and all?
so this is a question which is I understand very well the question because if going back, this market of 250, which now is, of course, the hot market of the country, has a lot of constructions which are not implemented because it is very recent, this
Yeah,
change, and a lot of constructors have bought old buildings or
yeah,
buildings with offices, and now they are on construction and the renovation of these buildings in order to be sold to the investors. So the question, I believe, has to do that I am going to buy a property which is not finalized, which is
yeah,
not implemented, and what is my security that
yes,
when I am taking the ownership.
yeah.
The truth is that you take the ownership from the time that you sign the contract.
Okay.
And if you are interested to do that for Golden Visa, you have two options: either to pay in installments the price of the contract, but in such a case you have to wait to submit your application when the contract will be fully paid off, so you will delay. The other option is to pay all the amount in advance, and
Mhm.
how you will be sure that this property will be finalized. The ownership is being transferred from the time that you are signing the contract. That's for
Okay.
sure. The only question is how I will be sure that the property will be well implemented and well delivered on time.
Okay.
This
Okay.
this is something that it is an issue in the market. The most constructors don't offer more securities than the contract itself, which is a very strong title deed. You can ask for your money, but there are some categories of constructors who offer additional securities,
Okay.
like
Okay. Interesting.
letter bank of guarantees or other kind of securities. The whole market, the common policy is not. But there are investors who really, there are constructors who offer such kind of securities.
Interesting. Interesting. So the next question, I know the answer, but I want you to answer it. You can answer it in yes or no also. How does inheritance law work for the golden visa holders in Greece?
How?
How does the inheritance law works for the
Ah,
golden visa holders?
it is a question we are usually facing from India. It's really interesting. The most investors who are asking about that are coming from India.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although we have from other countries a lot of investors, this is something that India is asking for. Look, according to the international law, the inheritance, the inheritance of each person is applicable according to the laws of its own residents, not of the country where the property is located. It is being implemented in the country of the property, but the rules and who is eligible, who is the inheritant or not, is according to the law of the permanent residence country of the of the person.
Person. Okay, okay, interesting. Not taking much of your time. The last question for the day is: how can investor sell or transfer their properties without losing their golden visa status?
Mhm. Um, I want to be very careful to what I'm going to answer in this question.
Yeah.
As it was before all these changes in the values of the properties, the way was, first of all, the law says that if you sell the investment that you have already done, you lose your golden visa. But you had always the right to, if you wanted to change your investment, to first to invest in another property or to plan the investment in another property by substitution of the existing property. If the question is, I'm going to sell and not to buy something else or not
Mhm.
to invest in another of the options available, then there is no way to not to lose your golden visa, except if if you have already fulfilled 7 years as golden visa holder and
Okay.
you are interested in applying for Greek citizenship, because the residence permit of golden visa is a title that goes directly to citizenship application. Of course, there are other conditions that have to be fulfilled in order to take our citizenship, such like minimum requirements stay in the country, it's not without any requirement, or to give exams in the Greek language. So the answer is, if you are interested not to keep any investment in the country and still keep the residence permit, this is only if you first been eligible for our citizenship. If you want to change the investment, there are ways.
Okay, okay, got it. No, I think the subscribers and the audience who are watching us right now would have definitely received some kind of a knowledgeable insight about the whole subject matter, because this was the questions which were coming again and again to us, and no better person to answer these questions rather than you, Mary. So we thought we were going to put only the main ones to you, because the process and everything is known to everybody. Everybody does their homework very well nowadays. But yes, there are certain questions which only a professional can answer.
I believe that it's case per case, has different characteristics. So each one has a personal approach, has to have a personal approach about the family members which are included, about children who are becoming adult, about parents to be also eligible for golden visa, what kind of properties, if the property will be well rented in the future in order to have an income. There are a lot of questions, and I believe that each investor has its own agenda.
Yeah,
So, especially during this time, because it's much important before proceeding to any investment. It's not only to be a property without mortgages, without legal problems. Now the investors have also to be very secure and very sure that the properties are really eligible. They
yeah.
have all the qualifications to be eligible, to be considered as eligible. So it's much important to work with people who are, well, who know well all the conditions of the new framework.
True, 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 true. Great, Mary. Before we conclude, just one piece of advice for anybody who's planning to do investment in Greece.
Um, I believe that you said everything in the beginning, and generally, if somebody puts a question about investment in Greece, the Greek market now, and not only real estate, the Greek market in general, the Greek economy is much being recovered. The results are very, very good, and Greece will remain a very good investment point for everybody. Besides the country, besides the history, besides the environment, which speak by themselves, if somebody is really interested only in terms of investment, also from this aspect, Greece comes very high, according to my opinion, to international ratings anymore. For example, before we start to our meeting, I was reading in the newspaper that Greece comes as the main point for foreign for big companies from abroad as the best option for data centers. Microsoft and very big companies are targeting now Greece as the best option for their data centers. There are a lot of new investments from big players of the market in the country.
Yeah. And just for the information of our viewers, Greece has also been nominated, as per the recent report, the #1 destination for residency by investment.
Yes,
So that's a big compliment.
yes, have rating as the first investment destination. Yes.
Yeah, that has been great. Thank you so much, Mary. And before we conclude, I would like to inform all our subscribers that always practice your due diligence before making any kind of investment. And last but not the least, the idea about creating such a platform is to share and impart information and education. So we hope that we could have added some value to your understanding about the whole Greece investment market itself. And we really look forward, Mary, to meet you in person very soon. And just again, for our audience, I would like to inform you that Mary will be probably be as of now in India in the month of April. So anybody who have any kind of queries can definitely shoot it to us. We have the details of Mary available in the description also, so that we can arrange your one-to-one meetings as well. Thank you
You
so
are
much, Mary.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be. I really want to come because I missed India.
We
I
wish you
missed.
to.
Yes.
Great, great.
Madam,
So
thank you very much for the time provided. Thank you for your always promotion of our country and our program. It's really, I have something to say, it's really important for everybody to take the chance now to participate in a program like this. We are all of us, we are following what happens in the whole world. Things
true,
are becoming very, very challenging, at least.
challenging. True.
And I believe that if somebody wants to move on, he has to move on now, because the future is not so clear what is going to be happening.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mary. Thank you so much, Mary, and it's always an honor to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Mayank. Thank you to all our subscribers.
Thank you. Thank you.